If you're struggling to build muscle, then your busy schedule isn't the reason why. I know this sounds crazy, but I've been exactly where you are. Exhausted, working full time, being a dad and dealing with daily stress while trying to reach my strength and fitness goals until I realized I was doing it all wrong. So in this video, I'll show you the 4 muscle building mistakes you're probably making and what to do instead to build strength and lean muscle in just a few hours a week. But first, I'll show you why training more is actually jeopardizing your gym progress. Have you ever seen one of your mates bragging about his new gym program, thinking he's Arnold Schwarzenegger preparing for his next bodybuilding competition or his next Terminator movie?
I'll be back.
Chest day, back day, leg day, shoulder day, wash it all down with a little bit of ab work. 2 weeks later, he's nowhere to be found. This isn't a program problem, this is a time problem. So this leads us to mistake number 1, picking the wrong program for your schedule. Your program should serve your busy schedule, not fill it. Now, don't get me wrong, traditional bodybuilding splits can be fantastic if you've got plenty of time. But if you're juggling kids at home, a demanding full-time job with a boss breathing down your neck and a spouse who's already frustrated you're never home, adding 2 to 3 hours at the gym at night is a fast track to burnout. But even if you manage to find time, here's the real question. Are you training for your goals or trying to copy someone else's body from Instagram? I had a client who once said, he wanted traps like Ronnie Coleman, biceps like Thor, and a chest like The Rock. No word of a lie. He worked in a fast-paced job, ultra goal-orientated, and I respected that because that drive is what fuels progress. But here's the problem. Shopping for your ideal body like it's a catalog, do we still have catalogs now? Is a guaranteed way to stay disappointed. Because no matter how hard you train, you can't out-train genetics. You can build a better body, but you can't swap bone structure and muscle insertions. And that leads us to mistake number 2, shopping for body parts. That sounds like an episode of Dexter. Thinking you can sculpt the perfect body part by part. So what do you do instead? Pause for a second. Actually, feel free to stop the video and think, what type of exercise or activity do you naturally gravitate towards? What do you find yourself doing effortlessly? For example, maybe you love playing football on the weekends. If that's the case, your strength training goals should revolve around improving your performance on the field. Single leg exercises and stability movements will boost your football skills far more effectively than chasing traps like Ronnie Coleman. And if you don't currently have a sport or activity you enjoy, pick something new and give it a genuine shot. Commit to it for a month. If you don't love it, no worries. Try something else. At least you've given it a fair chance. For instance, if you've been curious about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, what's stopping you from giving it a go? And let your strength program help you get stronger in Jiu-Jitsu. So what are the movements you should avoid to get stronger? If your schedule is chaotic, working 12 hours a day, cooking dinner, cleaning up afterwards, and juggling a couple of kids, then maximizing your results in minimal time is crucial. You need exercises that move more of your body. Heavier weights and shorter rest periods. Walking into the gym and spending your precious time on carbs, traps, and endless bicep curls is exactly what to avoid. This brings us to mistake number 3, focusing too much on isolation exercises. When you're short on time but still aiming to build strength, compound movements are your best friend. Stick to movements like a squat, a push, a pull, and a hinge movement. How many sets and reps you do will depend on your available time, and intensity and weight will depend on your personal goals. For example, the weights and intensity used to build general strength will look very different for someone who's training specifically to improve Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu performance. Okay, so what program shall I follow? The one my mate gave me on WhatsApp or the one that the TikTok influencer yelled at me about? The truth is, either program could potentially be good. The issue most people face is they try to do both at the same time or jump back and forth between them. You start with the WhatsApp program your mate swears by, then a couple of weeks later you don't see results, so you try the TikTok influencer's world-class routine. And then when that doesn't magically transform you either, you're left frustrated, confused, and no closer to your goals. This brings us to mistake number 4, program hopping. So what's the solution? First, clearly define the purpose of your strength training. Are you aiming to build muscle and look good naked because you've recently become single and want to feel confident on your first date? That was a very specific example. Or maybe your goal is to improve performance in a specific sport or activity. Or perhaps you've always dreamed of benching 100 kilograms. Each of these goals requires a different approach. The easiest way to avoid endlessly jumping from program to another is to use your strength training as a tool that supports a specific goal, sport, or activity. When you know exactly why you're training, choosing and sticking to the right program becomes simple. All right, let's quickly recap the mistakes and exactly what to do instead. Mistake number 1, picking the wrong program for your schedule. Trying to follow a hardcore bodybuilding split when you barely have time to eat dinner. Instead, choose a program that realistically fits your life. 3 solid sessions per week is plenty when you're training smart. Mistake number 2, shopping for body parts. I've got to work on these analogies. Trying to build someone else's physique as if you're ordering from a menu. Instead, Train to achieve your goals, not someone else's genetics. Build balanced strength across your entire body. Mistake number 3, focusing too much on isolation exercises. Spending 45 minutes on curls, lateral raises, and calf raises when you only have a tiny training window. Instead, prioritize compound lifts, squats, push, pull, hinge to hit more muscle groups in less time. And mistake number 4, program hopping. Switching programs every Monday based on what your mate and TikTok influencer recommends. Instead, commit to one program for at least 4 to 6 weeks. Give your program enough time to actually deliver results before making changes. So now you know exactly what not to do to build strength. But how do you actually build your dream body without spending your whole life in the gym? It's easier than you think. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to build your ideal physique, and it just takes 45 minutes per week. Sound impossible? I'll prove it's not. Click through the next video and I'll show you exactly how to do it.